It's arm day. What's going on, Natty Gains? It's David Messick here. I'm going to take you through an arm day on building strength, building mass, some exercises you can do to really grow your arms. Me and Josh, we're just going to go ahead and jump into a nice warm-up. You always want to warm up before you start training anything heavy. You start pushing around some weight, because that's how you get injured, is when you just go into it. Plus, you're not going to get that mind-muscle connection as well if you don't have blood in the area that you're training first. So we're going to start off right here with a little bit of a cable curl. We're just going to do simple cable curls. Nothing crazy. Sit back, normal curl, and then we're going to go into a tricep push down. Arms at your side, extend down at the bottom. Now, the reason I like starting off with both of these is because they're super easy. It's easy to get done, and you can force a lot of blood in there. So we're going to go light. We're going to go 2 sets, 25 reps, force the blood in there, and then we're going to jump into some close grip bench press and some barbell curls. Let's go ahead, get warmed up. Now, when it comes to your guys' warm-up, what you don't want to be doing is going to failure. What you want to do is to be able to just force the arms full of blood so they're primed and ready to go for your heavier exercises. That's why with these cables, we chose a lightweight that we're able to get that blood in there, get the arms flowing. You know, the pre-workout's kicking in now, we're feeling good, and then we're getting primed for our close grip bench press and our barbell curls. So we're moving on to the close grip bench press and our barbell curls. And even though we did a couple warm-up sets to get the blood flowing over there, I like to always warm up on the exercise that I'm actually doing. So we got 4 working sets. We're gonna do 15, 12, 8, 8. And the reason we're doing that is we're pyramiding down and we're going up in weight is because we're trying to overload the muscle. We're trying to get stronger and we're going to build mass. And like, that's great for you guys because you're progressing in weight. You know, you're overloading the muscle, getting used to just carrying around more weight. You're not doing the same weight for every set, so that's going to be great for us. But we got 4 working sets. We're probably going to do 2 warm-up sets before we jump into it. So I'm going to go ahead and just throw on some weight, start getting the arms full of blood, and go for it. So one of the main reasons we're starting off with our close grip bench press and our barbell curls is it's going to be the heaviest portion of this arm day, you know, and we're starting with a compound exercise for the triceps. You want to overload those muscles, so you always want to start with your heavier movements. And that's the thing about, guys, working out as a natural athlete. You know, you see some guys, they'll say 3x20 tricep pushdowns, and then all they do is like cable work or whatever, which, don't get me wrong, we're going to do some cable work today, but those guys can grow their arms just doing cable work. If you're a natural athlete, you need to really overload your muscles. You need to train heavier to be able to force them to grow, because you're not just going to get the growth that you want if all you're ever doing is cable work and tricep pushdowns. So make sure you're starting with a heavy exercise, like, a close grip or a dip, and then that's why we're going to go with the heavy barbell curls. Overload the muscle, force your arms to grow. All right. All right, guys, so one of the biggest things I see people doing wrong all the time, and if you do this, stop doing this, because you're wasting your time, you're not getting the results you want. And why? Just why? Let me show you, come here. So, you see this all the time. Obviously, we got some light weight on here right now because I'm gonna be doing 15 reps. But you see guys, they stop right here. This is their curl. No, the hardest part of a bicep curl is from the bottom here. That's the hardest part, which is why everybody normally skips it. What you don't want to be doing is skipping it. You want that full range of motion all the way down, all the way up, and squeezing and contracting your arms. So it's the same thing when it comes time to, you're doing your dumbbell curls. Don't be stopping here. Let it go all the way down. You want to work that bottom portion of your bicep as well. None of this strict movement. You're just moving the forearm up. You're squeezing, you're contracting your biceps. That's going to give you guys the best growth. But I'm going to go ahead and jump into my set. Got 15 reps. Watch how it's done, and make sure you guys are doing this with appropriate form.
Okay guys, so bar path we're going to talk about here just for a second. When you're doing your close grip bench press, what you're going to do, well, obviously with the close grip too, it's going to be a close grip, but you don't want it too close because that could put a lot of strain on your wrists. So I want your hands to be about as wide as your torso is. So you place them about yonder. Once you get set up, your bar path is going to be a lot lower than what it would be for a normal bench press. And that's to kind of keep your elbows inward to focus on your triceps. So when you bring it down, you're going to notice that the bar is going to come a little bit lower to your lower ribs. And when it's down there, you notice that the elbows have no choice but to keep on the inside of your body. They're not going to flare out so much. If you bring it more upward, they have no choice but to flare. So you have to keep the bar a little bit low. Excuse me for struggling. I should have demonstrated this with a lighter weight, but you get my point. So be mindful of that. Close grip bench comes down about a lot lower than a normal bench press would. Keep those elbows in and focus on driving with the triceps.
Well, I took a walk around the world to ease my troubled mind. I left my body lying somewhere in the center time. I watched the world flow to the dark side of the moon. I feel there's nothing I can do. I watched the world flow to the dark side of the moon. After all, I knew it had to be something to do with you. I really don't mind what happens now and then, as long as you...
All right, guys, moving on to the next exercise in this arm workout. We're going to be doing some dumbbell curls, supersetted, with tricep behind the head extensions, but we're going to do it on a cable. And the reason why I want to do it on the cable today, and this is why I really love cable work for working your arms is it keeps that constant tension in there. You know, we just got done doing our heavier exercise over there with the close grip. Now we're gonna go do a lot of isolation work and be able to focus on a constant tension and forcing as much blood into the muscle as possible. The reason we got this set up at a midway position is so you're not all the way down there trying to flip it up. You literally can just grab it, take a step, just like this. Now when you guys are doing this exercise, you wanna keep your elbows tucked in as much as possible. The only thing you're extending up is the forearm. So that's what we're gonna be focusing on. Rep range is gonna be the same as over there. We're gonna try to overload the muscles again. 15, 12, 8, 8, going up in weight each set. So let's go ahead, make this burn, and hit some arms. So when you guys are doing your dumbbell bicep curls, you'll see a lot of guys, and there's nothing necessarily wrong with holding it like this and then turning out and coming back. But if you guys want to make it that much harder, keeping constant tension on your bicep, which is going to make your set quite a bit harder. Keep your arms open and then curl. Just by opening the palm of your hand, I would have constant tension on my bicep. And this is what you guys really want to amplify your set. All right guys, so training triceps, 3 muscles, bicep, 2 muscles. Whenever you're training them, you want to hit that variety. You want to make sure that you guys are hitting all the different angles of that muscle, you know. So for the tricep, you got the horseshoe part, the lateral head. You got the long head and the medial head. For the close grip, the behind, a push down. You're going to be hitting all different heads of the tricep, which is what you want for optimal growth. You don't only want to do the same thing all the time. Same thing for biceps. You know, you got 2 different heads, the outer head, the inner head, and you want to be doing close grip is going to hit more outer, wide grip is going to hit more inner. So make sure you're always having a different variety so you guys can get the best results possible. Also, there isn't 1,000 different exercises when it comes to training arms. You know, it's a lot of the same thing. You got a bicep curl, you know, you got some skull crushers, close grip. I mean, there are a decent amount of exercises, I guess. But I guess the biggest thing that I'm getting at is the old school way of training, barbell curls, dumbbell curls, skull crushers, close grip bench press, all the old staples, they work. So don't make it complicated. You know, a lot of our arm days, it's the same training over and over again. It's changing the weight that you do. It's changing the reps that you do. It's changing the tempo of which you're training. Change that stuff up, but don't overly complicate things and try to do all this new fancy stuff out there. I'm telling you guys, if you just do your dumbbell curls, you know, barbell curls, skull crushers, close grip bench press, you guys are gonna see optimal results and you're gonna see the growth that you want, but you gotta stay consistent. That's the biggest key. If you don't do that, you're not gonna see your gains. All right guys, moving on to the next exercise, next little superset. We're gonna be doing some hammer curls and we're gonna be doing some rope push downs. Now, the best part about these hammer curls is I don't care if you're bulking, you're cutting, you're just what it is you're doing. You wanna be doing hammer curls in your exercise because for your biceps, it is a great way to just build that thickness of the bicep, to get that right at the bottom, that connecting right there with the forearm and the bicep, you know, just to get that nice, thick, meaty forearm. I mean, that's, you guys want to be training all that, you know, with the biceps, the forearms, and hammer curls are a great way to get that in. Now, with the push downs, the great thing about this is, like, this is probably my favorite tricep exercise, to be honest with you guys, because you can isolate your triceps so well. And I know I was hating on this earlier, but that's because, this is sometimes the only thing people do for their tricep growth. You need a little bit of everything. But the reason I love this so much is because one thing you can do is you can just get that nice squeeze, you know, that nice contraction. I'm able to really focus on what it is I'm doing. Now, for pushdowns, there's a lot of different varieties of pushdowns to hit different angles of your triceps. What you don't want to do is what a lot of people do is they sit here, they put too much weight on there and they're pushing down. You know, I got a video out on tricep exercise you should be doing, what you shouldn't be doing. You guys can check that out, but I'll walk you through a little bit right now. Is keeping your arms at your side, just squeezing down. You also can get out here and squeeze out. Now, the difference right here is this, at my side, I'm hitting more of the lateral head. And then when I come out here and I push in front, I'm hitting more of the long head. And when you're training arms, it's all about that variety, like we were talking about, hitting all the different angles. So, you know, if you get tired on your set of, you know, you got 15, you're starting to get a little tired, you don't think you can hit 15, take a step back, pump out just a few more. Force that blood into your muscle. You guys are gonna get great results. Let's go ahead and get this. We got 15, 12, 8, 8. So one of the great things about flexing in between your sets is, well, first and foremost, you got to get out of your head what other people are going to think of you in the gym. Kind of look like that tool, kind of like that douche, not going to lie. But the reason that it's very great to flex in between your sets, the muscle group on which you're training, is it's going to help force a lot more blood into that area. It's going to increase your set, increase the pump, and overall just give you a better result at the end of the day because you're going to tax your muscles that much more. So don't be afraid, look in the mirror and have a little flex on the muscle group that you're training, and I promise you, you're gonna like how it feels. All right, everybody, we're moving on to the next exercise in this arm day. It's gonna be Josh's favorite because we're doing some body weight movements. Now, this is gonna be fun because it's just, there's no set rep range. We're going to failure. What we're gonna be doing is some dips right here on this guy. I'm gonna come right here, and we're gonna do some chin-ups. 2 compound exercises. At this point, it should be hard. You know, we've done a decent amount of reps already. So, failure is whatever failure for you. You know, if that's 2 reps at this point, it's 2 reps. If you can bust out 20 dips, good for you. Like, we got 3 sets. We're literally gonna go back and forth, nonstop, 3 sets, no rest. And this is just really gonna tax our biceps and our triceps right before we go into the last little finisher, which is gonna be a little bit of a surprise for you.
His palms are sweaty, his weak arms are heavy. There's vomit on his sweat already. Mom's spaghetti is nervous, but on the surface he was calm and ready to drop bombs. But he keeps on forgetting what he wrote down. The whole crowd goes around. No business now, but the words won't come out. He's choking out, everybody's choking out. The crowd's run out, time's up, over. Step back to reality.
All right, guys, so we're going into the bicep finisher. This is gonna be a lot of fun. If you have a partner, it's gonna be brutal. If you don't have a partner, you can take a short, 20-second rest, 30-second rest in between. But what we're gonna do is called up and down the river. So let me just ask Josh. Josh, you want 10 or 1?
I'll go for 10.
All right, so he picked 10. So what he's gonna do is he's gonna do 10 reps first, then he's gonna hand me the weight, and I got 1. Hand it back to him, he has 9, I have 2. 8, 3, until I get to 10 and he gets to 1. So easier for me in the beginning, but it's gonna be a lot harder at the end. So let's go ahead and get after this.
Okay.
Oh, real quick. We're going to switch our grips in between every set. So he'll start off wide on the first one, and the next time I hand it to him, he'll be in close. That way we're working the outer and inner part both equally.
So we'll be here, and then you'll be here.
Switch off and on every set. And if you're by yourself, do a set, put it down for, 10, 15, 20 seconds, however hard you want to make it, and then pick it right back up. Absolutely brutal, guys. But now we got to go do a tricep equally as hard to finish off this arm day. Yeah. All right, guys, we are moving on to the tricep exercise that is going to top us off. It's our finisher. We have skull crushers. Josh is going to do 7 reps behind his head, 7 reps to his forehead, 7 reps to the nose, 7 reps to the chin, and then we're going to close grip it out until failure. This is going to really tax you, and you should be absolutely destroyed after finishing off with this.
Capture. I just let it slip. His palms are sweaty. His weak arms are heavy. There's vomit on his sweat already. Mom's spaghetti is nervous. But on the surface, he was calm.
It's hard past the nose.
Yeah, make sure you guys choose the right weight. You don't want to be dropping this bar on your face. How do you feel?
You can barely get up. That's the tricep.
Looks like it's my turn.
It's burning.
Okay, this sucks. Woo! That's brutal, guys. Well, guys, that's all she wrote for today's arm workout. I hope you guys really enjoyed this. You know, you got the pyramids in there. Make sure you're overloading. You're building that strength. You're building that mass. You're checking your form. Make sure you're doing things with the right form. Guys, remember, we're in this to make ourselves better. For more content, stay tuned at Natty Gains, where we're going to keep bringing you exercise, keep bringing you content to help change the way you view your life, to create new healthy habits, to be forever changed, and to make all kinds of natty gains. All right, you guys have a blessed day wherever you're at. See you later.